Hey, fellow YouTubers, JJ the Trucker coming to you here from inside the truck. All right, so I'm inside the truck, but is it running? Is it not running? Am I still in the shop? Am I out of the shop? Am I on the road? Well, let's talk about it, shall we? It is currently Thursday, and as you know, the truck went into the shop last Wednesday just to check the check engine lights to see what it was. And you know, one software update later, truck broke. They couldn't get it started, and they've been throwing the parts cannon at it. So here it is, Thursday. We are on day 9, but not really, because I know I've been leading up to the drama, but I'm on the road. Yes, I'm back on the road. Thank goodness they finally got this thing fixed. So let me tell you what happened. After throwing the parts cannon at this thing, and I mean, they replaced this, they replaced that, they replaced the other. Finally, here's what happened. The software that they used to update the truck was not the correct software. The software was for, I've gotten 2 different stories. It was either for a manual transmission or a different automated transmission, but it wasn't for my transmission. Okay, so it of course locked up my transmission, because my transmission is like, the heck is this? I don't know what to do with all this. And it did some really funky things. It broke the gear selector stock. It broke the TCM transmission control module, and this other thing, I forget what they call it specifically. It's another 3-letter acronym. And so basically, so if you don't know, these automatic trucks aren't automatics, they're automated. They're automated manual transmissions. So it's not an automatic like in your car. Automatic transmissions like that style can't handle the torque, you know, that we need to haul heavy loads. So basically, it's a similar transmission, you know, the gears and clutch and all that stuff. It just looks different, and it's all done by computer and actuators. So an actuator actually depresses the clutch pedal, even though it's not an actual clutch pedal, but it does the same function as that. Disengages the flywheel and all that stuff. Well, that is the part that finally, that basically was stuck. That part right there was stuck. Once they replaced that module that had that actuator in it, boom, everything was running. They were able to get the truck started. It's running, thank goodness. So now it's, well, whose fault is it? You know, apparently, according to the dealership, you know, when they go and plug in the computer and everything, the computer reads the VIN, and the VIN then sends all that information to PACCAR, and PACCAR says, okay, here's the software that it needs. Kind of like updating your phone. You don't select which software you're updating your phone with. It just says it needs an update. It knows what your phone is, you know, what model number, what carrier you have, and all that stuff, and it downloads the appropriate you know, file. Unfortunately, in this case, it wasn't the appropriate file for my truck. Man. So yeah, they did get it fixed. Technically, they got it fixed Tuesday late afternoon. Is when they finally got it fixed, but it was late afternoon. They still had to put, that's when they got it started, but they still had to put everything back together. You know, the dash was all torn apart. You know, the things on the underside were all torn apart. So that was going to take until morning. It's like, all right, I'll stay in the hotel one more night. And, you know, because I still, it's not drivable because everything's everywhere. So had to stay in the hotel one last night. And I said, all right, well, I'll come and get it in the morning. In the meantime, you know, I had them do my chassis lube, which was due. I had them replace both the primary and secondary fill filter. Since they were doing all that, they combined the labor charges and everything. All right, it wasn't that expensive. I was hoping that they were going to comp that, you know, considering everything, along with the hotel rooms. They opted to say, well, we gave you a really good discount on the, you know, on the 3 services that they did. You know, so okay, and they're saying, well, it wasn't really our fault. We did what we could, and we You know, we did this, we did that, we did, you know, all the right stuff. So I'm like, well, what about the hotel room? So what they then told me to do is they said, well, this is PACCAR's issue. You know, you need to contact PACCAR. So they gave me the case number and the number to call and all that stuff. I reached out to them today, and they said, okay, well, that's going to go to the regional service, customer service, whatever manager. They'll review what happened, and they'll call back. I've got to be honest, I'm not holding my breath. I mean, it would be nice. You know, it was, you know, the dealership did take care of the first night of hotel. That was nice of them, you know, but they thought, you know, they messed up at that point. You know, they weren't really sure. So like, okay, well, you know, we're going to have them fixed tomorrow anyway. So, you know, we'll just go ahead and take care of the night. But they didn't take care of the others, and it ended up being an extra $600 total for the remainder of the week. So, you know, I'd like to get that $600 back, especially considering I lost, you know, 8 days basically worth of work. So yeah, that would be nice. Of course, they do not pay downtime. The dealerships don't pay downtime. The manufacturers don't pay downtime. They don't pay lost revenue, anything like that. None of them do. Because it can't be proven. You know, you can't prove lost revenue. You can't prove what you didn't have. You can say, yeah, I would have had revenue, and well, how much? Well, we don't know. And so, and they'd be on the hook for large amounts of money all the time, and everybody's revenue is different, all that stuff. So, as a rule, and it's in all the agreements and the bylaws and all that, blah blah blah. And you are informed of this going into it, so you know you're expecting it. Downtime and loss of revenue is not going to be covered under warranty. It just isn't. So, you know, that is what it is. You just have to be prepared for it, and I was. You know, so if they cover the hotel costs, you know, I'll be happier. But at this point, it's like, man, you know, being in the PACCAR fan club, I don't know. I haven't even really had a chance to really see if I want to be a member of the fan club. You know, I mean, yeah, the Peterbilt's nice and all that stuff, and it rides a lot smoother than the Freightliner. And no, I don't want to go back to the Freightliner. For everybody who's asking, no, I do not want to go back to the Freightliner. Remember, I was down a week in that thing too, except I was stuck on the side of the road, kind of down, you know, so... and the ride is not smooth, and I did not have a good experience at all with that dealership that was fixing it. That was just a joke and a half. At least with Peterbilt, every dealership and service center I've come across and worked with, very friendly, very courteous, as helpful as they can be, very informative, very personable. You actually get to speak to them. You know, you get to speak to the mechanic. You get to speak to the you know, service tech and the service managers and everything. You know, it's really nice. Whereas with Freightliner, it's like they're behind a window. You have a desk full of people, and there's no personalization. You know, you come up to the window for the 5th time, and they're like, "How can I help you?" Like they have no clue who you are or what's going on. Peterbilt, complete opposite. Every time I came up to them, "Hey JJ, here's what's going on." Or, "Hey JJ, let me find out what's going on." You know, so night and day between the two. But to be a part of the fan club, I have to have some kind of reliability here. You know, it's been in the shop twice. So, well, the first time, you know, okay, 10 issues. They were minor issues, not a big deal. It was optional. The check engine light had come on, so it was one fairly big issue. It was something that they did have to fix with the engine. It was brand new. All right, I can let that one slide. This was big though. This was an error on PACCAR's part. I'm not happy about that. So that was, and of course they're all saying, "Oh, this is the first time we've seen this happen." You know, this is the first because it's a brand new truck and everything. And this is first time. You know, this is PACCAR saying to the dealership, you know, "We've never run across this because this is such a new truck and a new issue." So we're, you know, they were kind of like unsure how to fix it because they hadn't run across it before. I don't know about that. I mean, the trucks, yeah, it's a 2021 and it just turned 2021, but the 21s have been out for, you know, what, 6-8 months now? I don't know. Anyways, it was frustrating, but I am glad to be back on the road. Thank goodness for that. And I will definitely keep you informed as to what Peterbilt and PACCAR say from the customer service side, whether they're going to reimburse me for the hotels or not, or what they're going to do. I know a lot of you guys have been asking regarding downtime pay from Prime. So here's the thing, downtime pay. Company drivers definitely get downtime pay. Lease ops have to apply for downtime pay, and it's pretty much a given, you know, they get it, you know, especially under warranty issues and stuff like that. Owner ops, we don't get downtime pay. And you're probably at this point going, are you kidding? Oh, that's just, don't worry about it, okay? On the very first, I think it was on the very first page of the contract in big, bold, dark, all capital print, it made it very clear. Right off the bat. I mean, this is something I looked at it, looking at the contract, you know, when I was signing it, I'm like, wow, they're making this abundantly clear. They do not pay downtime. Okay. You know, and at that point it was my choice. Do I say, well, forget that. If you're not going to provide downtime, I'm not signing the contract. I'm not going through the lease. That was my choice. I could have done that. Or I could have done what I did and say, okay, now I'm aware of the additional risk factor here. I need to make sure that money is saved up just in case, and I'll be all right. And I went ahead and went along with that. So that was my choice, my decision, and I'm still okay with it. You know, I thought even with the lease ops, I thought that was pretty cool for Prime to pay downtime. I mean, they're not making any money. You know, they're losing money by me being on the sidelines. You know, and yet they're going to still pay extra money. I thought that was actually really cool and a really class act of Prime to do that. You know, if I was on my own authority, like many drivers are, nobody gonna pay you downtime. You got to pay it yourself. So that's the mentality I went into on this was, you know, I got to save up my own money to take care of my own downtime. Whew, it is hot right now, so bear with me here. Yeah. Thought it was pretty warm in Hutchins, Texas, where I was. It was in the low 60s, which, considering where I had been, yeah, it was pretty warm. I'm in Laredo, Texas already. Yes. Took off yesterday afternoon. Finished getting here. Had to deadhead all the way to Laredo. A little surprised about that. But, yeah, it is 85 degrees down here in the middle of January. Whew. That's a little warm. I'm all right with it. Believe me, warmer weather beats colder weather any day of the week. I am good with that. But yeah, all my winter, all my summer clothes are all packed up. So anyway, so yeah, that's basically what is going on with that. The pay, as far as pay goes, so, you know, you guys have been hearing about, you know, some struggles and stuff like that. So let me fill you in a little bit on what's going on. So I had my home time right before Christmas, the week before Christmas. Took my home time. As an owner-op at Prime, you know, you hear about people going into the negative or in the hole, etc. If you take a week off, you can pretty much expect 2 weeks without pay, okay? Because you're not earning any revenue for 1 full week, but you do still have to make your truck payments, just like your car. If you take vacation, you still got to make your car payment. You know, none of that stops. You still have to pay, you know, all your other fixed costs and stuff like that. So after the first week of not getting any revenue and you've incurred those costs, you're now in the negative. You're in the negative by about 1 week's worth of net revenue. So that second week is to catch up. Okay, even though your paycheck is usually right around zero, sometimes a couple hundred, maybe a couple hundred less. But that week was the Christmas week. That catch-up week was the Christmas week where I had, you know, an issue here, an issue there going on, and it was slow. It wasn't terribly slow. It was just, you know, a wait here, a wait there, and of course I had that one load that wasn't going to be able to be delivered until January 5th. And so I had to drop it off in Fontana on Christmas Day and spent the rest of that day with my family. So that was an extra day off and all that stuff. you know, so that week was not good, and I remained in the negative by a pretty decent amount. So I was like, okay, well, the following week, here we go. But the following week was phenomenal. This is the week after Christmas. It was a really good week. You know, the load on Christmas week, I had a load, I think, deliver on a Thursday. Payroll cutoff is Wednesday. So started off the week right. Finished off the week right by having a delivery on Wednesday, which was the end of the payroll. And that one load that wasn't due until the 5th finally did get delivered. And I got paid for that as well. So that check right there was, I think, the biggest check that I've gotten. Okay. So it covered not only the negative, it covered that week, and it covered the week that I was just down. So yeah, I'm good. Everything's all right. You know, financially and everything, and I still have plenty of backup money just in case. So anyways, that's what's going on. I'm picking up some produce here in Laredo. That much I do know. I'm not sure why there was a deadhead all this way, especially from Dallas. I mean, I passed through, you know, Dallas and Waco and San Antonio and Austin just to get all the way down here. But it's a good load. And the delivery is a drop and hook, open-ended. I can get there early, so I am going to bust it and get down there as quickly as I can once they get me loaded. So yeah, that is basically what is going on for now. So I'm glad my truck's back up and running. I'm glad I'm back on the road. I was getting hotel cabin fever. Man, it's just, I'm happy. I'm happier now. Let's see what Peterbilt does. I will definitely keep you guys informed. And as always, I appreciate the comments and everything. Just please try and keep the comments positive. That's all I ask. I'm staying positive despite all of this stuff, because I know it's all going to work out in the end. And you guys just, you know, trust that it's going to as well. Everything's good. So let's keep the comments positive. I'm still happy with decisions and stuff like that. What my third truck is going to be, I don't know. It's still really too early to tell. Peterbilt still has some time to get me into the fan club, but as of right now, I'm kind of sitting on the outside waiting to see if things get better before admitting myself to be a Peterbilt fanboy. All right, that's it, everybody. Talk to you later. Thank you for watching this feature presentation from me, JJ the Trucker. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up or two. I'd appreciate it. That way I know which videos you guys are enjoying. And you know what to do now. That's right. That's right. You see it right there. Click on my face. Click on my face. See what happens when you click on my face. You know you wanna. Other than that, check out some of my other videos for more great content, such as the one YouTube's recommending, the one I'm recommending, or for more free JJ the Trucker merch, check out the other video. Later.